Friday and welcome to the Splash Live. We are here Monday to Friday, every day, 9:30 a.m. and we are Greater West Bloomfield's very own daily TV, radio, streaming show. You can watch us live on civiccentertv.com, Comcast Channel 15, AT&T Channel 99, and on the web at civiccentertv.com, Civic Center TV's Facebook app, and listen live on 89.3 Lakes FM. The Splash Live is part of Civic Center TV and Lakes FM's 150 minutes of live local programming. Now, our focus here on The Splash is local. So at 9:30, we kick it off with Greater West Bloomfield. Then we broaden a little bit for the Oakland County Megacast at 10 a.m. You guessed it, we cover Oakland County. And then we get even wider, covering the state of Michigan with the Michigan Megacast at 11 a.m. Nice and sunny day today that we are having. It's going to reach 80 degrees, not too hot, but this weekend it'll warm up just a little bit in the mid to high 80s, so great time to get outside. And if you remember, last Friday, Dave Scott hosted our morning show, The Splash, from a pool in Charlevoix, so today I am also right on the water, as you can see. And Channel 7 Action News anchor Alicia Smith got out this morning to take advantage of this beautiful weather we are having and our local attractions here in West Bloomfield. She took to Twitter to share her experience at Tree Runner Adventure Park with her niece and brother-in-law. If you want to get outside also, but climbing isn't really your thing, we have some great news for you. Just today, on July 29th, mini golf is open at Tree Runner Park. The mini golf course features 18 holes within the park, and it is right on the ground, so perfect for anyone craving a fun adventure without the height. The Walk for Friendship is coming up. Every summer, Friendship Circle in West Bloomfield is hosting its 17th annual Walk for Friendship. It's in just less than a month on August 28th. The event is a 2-mile fundraiser walk that benefits the organization and the individuals and families supported by Friendship Circle. Now, if you're not too familiar with the Friendship Circle, it's an organization that brings happiness and companionship to children and young adults with special needs. Now, we're very fortunate here in West Bloomfield to have our own chapter right on West Maple Road. So if you want to get outside and get some exercise, the Walk for Friendship is a perfect way to do so while benefiting our community. Let's check out what the walk is all about.
Welcome to the 16th annual, can you believe it, Friendship Circle? 16 years, really?
Since the last time we came in person 2 years ago, we have all been through a lot. Friendship Circle is the antidote to isolation and division, and Walk for Friendship represents the best of Friendship Circle when we all come together.
Let's get on the way!
This year's walk is our 16th annual Walk for Friendship. So excited, better and stronger than ever. The walkers walk from the Farber Soul Center through Aldingbrook, through a back really cool path through the woods, and into the Muir Family Center. Along the woods, we have art going through, and we also have all of our great dress-up characters along the pathway.
It's my first time with the walk, and I'm very excited to walk amongst hundreds of people. I think Friendship Circle makes you belong, and it means everyone's connected in some way.
I just love it. My granddaughter is just 5, and she was diagnosed with autism, so this is just so great. I just think the Friendship Circle is wonderful.
The organization is so phenomenal for all the families, the support they give us, the great things they do for the kids, between the camps, on-site stuff, the Sunday Circle, just phenomenal organization.
If there was one thing that we would love for the world to learn from Friendship Circle, is the idea that every single person belongs. So when we see thousands of people at the walk, our hearts are full. We're all here together, and we need each and every one of you for us to have the best day ever.
Thank you everyone for making this an amazing, amazing walk.
I belong.
I belong.
We belong! So many years, so we look forward to seeing you out there this year. College football is right around the corner, and 2 West Bloomfield High School seniors have recently committed to the University of Michigan. Samaj Morgan and Amir Hearing will join former WBHS head coach Ron Bellamy in maize and blue on the field next fall. Now, the 2 star athletes are ready to compete in their final season as West Bloomfield Lakers. State Champs Michigan runs a yearly competition called the State Champs Mr. Football Award, presented by Hungry Howie's Pizza. This award is given to the top skilled football player in the state. Samaj spoke with State Champs and said he is confident that he is the best player in the state. Very confident. He expects himself to walk away from this season crowned Mr. Football, or runner-up, he says. So definitely wants that accolade before he hits the field in Ann Arbor. And in other West Bloomfield sports news, West Bloomfield Touchdown Booster Club's annual bowling party is tomorrow at Wonderland Bowl in Commerce. The event is from 1 to 4 p.m., $20 a person, and this includes a whole bunch of stuff. 3 rounds of bowling, shoes, pizza, and pop. So a great deal for you. Definitely gonna be a fun event. Now, we've been telling you this all week, but just want to remind you one final time, that's a lie, we'll probably remind you on Monday, but the West Bloomfield Library is going to be closed next Tuesday for the election. If you didn't know, we have an election coming up. Now, just the main library is closed. The West Acres branch will be open, but the library is a great place to go to in the summer, so you can go any other day besides next Tuesday. Now, we are just 1 day away from the 19th annual Hot Works Orchard Lake Fine Art Show. That's this weekend, and I know I am going to be out there covering all the action this weekend, so we will have that, bringing it to you next week on the Splash Live. We'll get to hear from several different artists, get to see some of the artwork that was showcased, and we will get to talk to several people in our community who went out to the art show, maybe even get to see some of the purchases that they made. And like I said, we do have an election coming up on Tuesday. Tyler Keefe sat down with West Bloomfield Township Clerk Debbie Binder to discuss special considerations voters should be making as they head to the polls next week.
Michigan's primary election is right around the corner, but before you head to the polls or submit your absentee ballot, there's some important information that you need to keep in consideration to ensure that your voice is heard in this election. On August 2nd, West Bloomfield will head to the polls for the primaries. While it may not have the draw of a presidential general election, even midterm primaries like this election are vitally important to our local communities and our future.
Primary is very important because you as a voter are having your voice heard to select who is going to represent your party on the November general ballot. So that's one place that those elections are really important. If you're in a small municipality, it's also important because a lot of those local decisions are made on that primary ballot.
Unlike a general election, a primary in Michigan has a very specific set of rules. Rules that, if unfollowed, have a significant impact on the results of your ballot.
The main thing they need to remember before they go to the polls is that they can only vote one side of the ballot for this election. They have to choose one party and vote down that column. Because what you're really doing is you're selecting the person that's going to represent that party, not represent the entire country. So if you cross over, you void the partisan section of your ballot. It's important to remember to stay in one column.
Of course, mistakes happen, and for those that believe they have voted cross-party on their absentee ballot, there are measures in place that you can take to make sure your full ballot is counted.
A voter that votes by absentee ballot can come to the clerk's office up to 10 a.m. the morning before the election on Monday, and they would be able to request to reject the ballot they were issued and receive a new one. That's a process that we have them sign a form, then they leave with a new ballot in hand, or they get to vote one at town hall so that that one would count.
Elections can be complicated, so if you have any questions or want to vote by absentee ballot instead, the clerk's office holds special hours leading up to Election Day.
Well, before every election, we do maintain weekend hours. this Saturday, right before the election, we will be open from 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. for absentee voting. A voter can request an absentee ballot at the clerk's office until 4 p.m. on the Monday before the election. But Tyler, that 4 p.m. on Monday is a hard statutory stop. If they come at 4:02, I cannot hand them an absentee ballot.
You have many options to have your voice heard in this year's election, either, of course, by voting in person at your local precinct or by submitting an absentee ballot. However, if you have not yet submitted your absentee ballot by mail or brought it to Town Hall, the clerk's office is urging you to drop that ballot into one of their 2 assigned ballot drop boxes located on the east and west side of Town Hall to ensure that your vote is in by the deadline. At West Bloomfield Town Hall, I'm Tyler Kieft for the Splash Live.
Thanks, Tyler, and thank you, Debbie Binder. Catch more of Tyler right after this at 10 a.m. for the Oakland County Megacast and at 11 a.m. for the Michigan Megacast. Tyler is in our West Bloomfield studios every day talking to people from throughout the state of Michigan, and we are very thankful for all the great coverage Tyler gets on our state as far away as we can go and right here locally, as he just spoke with Debbie Binder. And thanks again, Debbie, for being such a great partner here. Now, we are going to take a quick break, and when we come back, I'll sit down with Suzanne Levine, the Executive Director of the Greater West Bloomfield Chamber of Commerce. We'll be right back.
We'll be right back with The Splash Live. Connect with local leaders, philanthropists, and more. The Greater West Bloomfield Chamber of Commerce presents the 2022 Leadership Breakfast. Join the Chamber for a morning of insight with guest speaker Laura Graneman, with the whole event emceed by Fox 2 News anchor Roop Raj. Join your local businesses at the Wabeat Country Club September 13th at 8:30 a.m. Order your tickets by September 6th at westbloomfieldchamber.com/breakfast. We'll see you there.
In the face of COVID-19, staying healthy is important. And now the same is true as we face the flu. Influenza has the potential to infect millions, putting lives and the healthcare system at risk. Fortunately, it's easy to protect yourself. The flu vaccine is safe and effective, and with COVID-19 still spreading, it's essential. To see how you can hit this virus head-on, visit michigan.gov/flu.
And now, back to The Splash Live.
Welcome back to the Splash Live on Civic Center TV. We're here every morning, Monday to Friday at 9:30 a.m. We kick off Lakes FM's 150 minutes of live local programming. We start off local here on the Splash, covering West Bloomfield and Greater West Bloomfield. Then we expand a little bit. 10 a.m. we have the Oakland County Megacast. You guessed it, covering Oakland County. And then we expand a little bit more, a lot bit more actually. At 11 a.m. we have the Michigan Megacast, where we cover the entire state of Michigan. But right now it's still 9:45, so we have more local West Bloomfield to cover. And to do so, I'm now joined by Suzanne Levine, who is the Executive Director of the Greater West Bloomfield Chamber of Commerce. Suzanne, how are you? Thank you so much for joining us this morning.
I'm great. Thank you. You look great. I haven't seen you in a while.
Thank you so much. Sorry, Suzanne, I'm having a little bit of trouble hearing you, so if I'm a little bit delayed, just that's why. I don't think it's anything you're doing, but we're gonna do our best. I'm gonna try and read your lips a little bit here. So, last week when you talked with Dave, he was out at the pool in Charlevoix, and I'm on this lovely beach. I guess I'm swimming in the ocean right now, so we got that today. But I know you and him did speak about potentially getting out in the community and doing our show from some of our local businesses. So I definitely think that's something we should discuss more, because that would be a fantastic thing to do.
Absolutely. The more that we can help our local businesses and support them and actually bring customers in, whether it's virtually or in person, that would be very, very beneficial to them and the community.
Yeah, so I wanted to start off by talking to you about the leadership breakfast that's on September 13th, because I know this is something you were very excited about, but we didn't have a ton of time to cover last week. So tell us all about it and what you're looking forward to.
Well, our leadership breakfast is our signature event where we bring in regional speakers, not just local speakers, everyone from the head of Shinola, Bedrock, Olympia Entertainment. And it's a great opportunity for our local businesses to network and connect with these people that have a lot of experience in expanding business. So this year, we're really excited. We have Laura Graneman, who's the Vice President of Rocket Community Fund and Gilbert Family Foundation. And she's going to talk a lot about not just giving, but how we are all connected to the city of Detroit. Things that happen in the city of Detroit do have like an aftershock effect on the suburbs. So it's really important we have a vibrant city, and anything we can do to help the citizens there through housing, internet connectivity, et cetera, it really has a beneficial effect for all of us.
Yeah, definitely. And we just got this audio figured out, so I'm sorry if you did already mention this, but I didn't hear. So who exactly is the Leadership Breakfast open to?
The Leadership at Breakfast is open to everyone. The tickets are $45 for members and $55 for non-members. They can go to our website, westbloomfieldchamber.com, and register. We hope to see a lot of people there. We have great sponsors, Beaumont, Connect Pay, Vibe Credit Union, and the list, Henry Ford Health System. So we have, I think they believe they changed their name, Henry Ford Health. So we have quite a few great sponsors, but this is just a great opportunity to meet these leaders, presidents, CEOs in our community that perhaps can give some advice to a small local business, how they can improve their business. And we know it's all about who you know. It's all about connections and networking. So this is one of our signature connecting networking events.
Definitely. And my mom always tells me it's all about who you know. And you had a pretty busy, action-packed week in the West Bloomfield Greater West Bloomfield Chamber of Commerce, And I want to talk about the event that you had on Tuesday, because that is a reoccurring event. So even if people missed it, I definitely want to make sure they're aware. And it was the event talking about social media within your business. So can you tell us a little bit about how that event went down and how people can partake in the future programs moving forward?
Absolutely. We're very fortunate that our president, Vidhu Kukru, is a social media and marketing expert, and he teaches 2 classes a month. And again, people can go. These are free classes that we offer to the entire community about how to improve writing emails, how to improve their website, how to get their message across, because we know that social media, especially during the pandemic, was really crucial to people staying in touch. So all they have to do is go to our westbloomfieldchamber.com website and register for these classes that he teaches twice a month. They're Google classes, and they are really, really high-level classes, but they're easy enough for anyone, even someone like me that's a bit technically challenged, to understand.
Yes, definitely. And on the topic of social media, this is something I've actually personally been thinking about a lot lately. Like you said, it has such a big presence in our world right now, and it really, really skyrocketed during the pandemic. Just how important would you say that having a social media presence is for our local businesses, or really any small business, to stay involved in your community? And is this something that you see staying this way for a while?
I don't think you're ever going to completely replace that one-on-one connection, especially when it comes to health and money issues. Those are trust issues. But yes, I think what we realize is that people want a social connection. So whether it's in person or virtually, social media is here to stay. I think it's only going to get even more intense, and I think there's going to be ways that people can look at their watch and connect with people one-on-one, teaching classes, networking, connecting. I know that we're still doing some virtual classes. I'm hoping to transition completely to in-person, but I know there are some people that really are not going to want to be involved in in-person events. So a hybrid approach is probably going to be what most of us are going to have to utilize.
Yeah, so on the contrary, I know you said there are some people that don't want to be in person, but what about people that are not super tech savvy and aren't super open to the idea of social media, but still want to have a successful small business in today's day and age? What advice would you give to those people on maybe being a little more open-minded?
Well, I think that everyone today has to reinvent their business. There's nothing that worked in the past that might work in the future. So we all have to reinvent our skill set and even be open to the new challenges that, whatever is going to happen with, the pandemic. If it's, if COVID is never going away, we might be over COVID, but COVID is not over us. So we just have to figure out how we can sustain and hopefully thrive our businesses, whatever we do, whether you're on the air, whether you have a small local restaurant, we all have to figure out a way how we are going to reinvent that. And that's why the Chamber is here to help people. We love doing that. I consider myself a business matchmaker, so I'm there to strategize with businesses and let them know that we have all these specialty networking groups, whether it's our senior resource group, whether it's our WIN, our Women's Inspiration Network, connect with an expert, or our BIG, our Business Innovation Generator, our Cup of Connections. We have all different ways and all different avenues for businesses to figure out what would work best for them to make sure that they connect with really great business partners.
And like you said, we might be over COVID, but COVID is definitely not over us. So these can still be tough times we're in. And I believe just yesterday, actually, you guys had an event to talk a little bit about how to stay positive during this time. Can you tell me about that event? Quick little recap.
That was one of our WIN, Women's Inspiration Network, and we always get an inspirational speaker. And Stacey Renee is a fabulous, positive, exuberant, uplifting cheerleader. And it is difficult. We know how difficult it is today, with all the challenges. How do you stay positive? But we know that grateful attitude equals gratitude. And the more that you can focus on the positive things in your life or your family, the greater the chance that you will be successful. I mean, no one wants to go into a store and have a bad experience with an employee. So I always advise all of our business owners to make sure that their employees, if you can't pay them what they feel they deserve, you have to find other ways to elevate them and make them feel valued. So we know that a positive attitude changes your entire day.
And how much are we still seeing the issue even in July, almost August, of 2022, where small businesses are still understaffed because they can't get people to come into work? Is that still something that's been a huge issue, or are we moving away from that a little bit?
Unfortunately, this seems to be prevalent in all industries. The hospitals, restaurants, small businesses. So I've been trying to advise people to look beyond your traditional employees. Maybe think about seniors that might, they don't want to work full time. They don't need the benefits. So they work just a few hours a week. There are other avenues to try to recruit qualified, positive employees. And that's why I suggest always contact me at the Chamber, wbloomfieldchamber@gmail.com, 248-626-3636. I'm always happy to guide them, even if they're not a Chamber member, or at least to give them some ideas where they can seek help, like through Oakland County that has a fabulous one-stop business center and is free.
Yeah, Suzanne, we really, really appreciate your dedication and care to our community. It's so clear how passionate you are, and you're not just talking, you really do care and are always engaging with our community. So we really, really do appreciate that, as we hopefully express to you time and time again, and I hope you feel that. But on a little bit more of a lighthearted note, happier stuff, it's crazy, but it is almost August, so we don't have too much summer left here in West Bloomfield. Where are some local restaurants maybe you could suggest to people if they want to get outside, have a meal, a cup of coffee, or whatever it may be, and just enjoy this last month we might have of nice weather? Where should we be putting on our checklist of places to go?
Well, definitely Crispelli's and Andiamo. I know that Stage also has a really great outdoor facility, and it seems to be the place to be. And we have the most fabulous parks here. So people should check out what West Bloomfield Parks and Rec has to offer. There's so many activities for children of all ages, including seniors and adults. So, make sure that you check with Civic Center TV and see some of the great activities that are going on in our community, because we have a lot of stuff. Oh, and I know that there's going to be a huge food truck rally. And unfortunately, I don't have the date, but they should go check Orchard Mall in their parking lot. And I think it's through the Coalition for Youth. So they should check that out. Go to the township, also their website, and see what we have to offer. We have a lot of activities for people to get out and enjoy the rest of the summer.
Thank you for those great suggestions. Definitely we'll make sure to get out there in just a couple more minutes with you. There is a couple events I want to talk about coming up real quick. So August 4th, Rolling Hills retirement community is opening up. What can we expect from that?
Well, at 10:30, it's open to the public. They're having a ribbon cutting, and they are a luxury, independent living facility for seniors. So that should be a really great event. I know we have our UPS store on Haggerty is having a ribbon cutting on August 10th. We have our Cup of Connections August 12th at Michigan Schools and Government Union, Credit Union. Of course, in September 13th, we have our big leadership breakfast. But every month on the second Friday, we have a great Cup of Connections for people to just drop by a new business or an established business and, come and see what we're all about. And we keep adding events. I'm hoping to have our leadership awards again. We kind of suspended it during the pandemic, but this is a great opportunity for people to nominate in 5 different categories, from health to entrepreneur of the year. And I'm hoping to have that in November. So I'm still working on that. And our Not So White Elephant Party, where we take a local charity and we raise money for them in a fun venue. So, stay tuned, check our website, again, westbloomfieldchamber.com, and see every month we're adding new activities and fun events for the community.
It definitely looks like we have a lot to look forward to. And thank you, Suzanne, again, so much for being with us. Have a great weekend, and we will talk to you again next Friday. Always great to kick off the weekend chatting with you.
And thank you again, Civic Center TV, for all you do for our community and interviewing our businesses and letting people know about all the great stuff that's going on in our community. So thank you.
Thank you. Have a great weekend. And that is going to do it for this week on The Splash Live. We'll be back Monday morning at 9:30, but we have more programming for you today. Right after this, catch the Oakland County Megacast with Tyler Kieft at 10 a.m. and then the Michigan Megacast at 11 a.m. You can watch us live on Civic Center TV, Comcast Channel 15, AT&T 99, on the web at civiccentertv.com, Civic Center TV's Facebook app, and listen live on 89.3 Lakes FM. And I will repeat it time and time again, the Splash Live is part of Civic Center TV and Lakes FM, 150 minutes of live local programming. I'm Erica Jones. Have a great weekend.